agents can either be your best friend or your worst nightmare.
Fingers are pointed and all this kind of stuff. Before I drive away, I'm dialing that agent's number.
Because when things go awry, and they always do, you want that person on your side.
If someone is 99 pounds and they eat 1 pound of tacos, are they 1% tacos?
The #1 resource for damage identification books, trainings, and certifications is Hague Education. Not only that, but they provide building inspection and desk adjuster trainings and certifications for those as well. Get a discount on all books, tools, certifications, and other trainings with code AdjusterTV at checkout at hagueeducation.com. I mean, a lot of times you go into like an agent's office and it's just the one person and then the reception or whoever's assistant or whatever. And they're doing okay, you know, they're doing all right. And this is sort of like a piggyback.
So I have to say, Matt, you're dating yourself because that's old school.
Yeah. Well, I started doing that when I worked at the carrier, and they were shocked and they were very excited about it. And I may have made them. But then I went to this guy's office in St. Louis for this carrier. And he was the most productive agent in the country for this carrier.
Right.
And it was in St. Louis, and their HQ was in Wisconsin. And this guy, he did the sales part, right?
Right.
But then he started bringing on associates.
Right.
Right. So this kind of speaks to like what your teams and kind of thing. Right. That dude, I mean, he probably was living in one of the most expensive houses in the area. Not to say, you know, you're trying to go be rich or whatever, but there's a way to scale it. You know, claims
makes you more productive. If you're more productive, it's more profitable.
Yeah. So he had sales associates that went out and you know,
just built an organization and did it.
Yeah.
So, and then you showing up working his claims meant a lot to him. And so when you show up with an agent, you know, some IA firms frown on it. Some of them don't understand it.
Some of them make you,
or they want you to go
it.
Yeah. I'm of the adage, you know, it's customer service.
Yeah.
And agents can either be your best friend or your worst nightmare. Yes. And generally the ones that are your worst nightmare have never laid eyes on you.
That's correct.
And I can tell you that I've had agents that have defended me tooth and nail.
Yep.
And the ones that I've always had a problem with had never met me face to face. Even if I tried to go meet them face to face, they wouldn't do it. So, you know, I'm a proponent of, hey, make that agent your buddy.
Yep.
Because when things go awry, and they always do.
Yeah.
You want that person on your side.
Yeah. And specifically, you get out to the insurance house, storm chaser roofer's out there, and he's like leaning all over everybody, and he's saying, "Oh, well, how can you say it's not hail damage and it's bird poop and you know whatever?" And it's just there isn't anything at all. And the homeowner's decided that he doesn't know who to believe,
right?
But he decides I'm going to believe that guy.
Yeah.
And then he flips his lid. And, you know, the fingers are pointed and all this kind of stuff. You go get in your truck. And before I drive away, I'm dialing that agent's number because the person that gets the agent first wins generally.
Sure.
And you don't want to have them blindsided.
Right.
But like you just said, and that's one of the main reasons why I really like doing it is that doing the agent visits is that if I've gone into all the agents' offices that are in that area that have policyholders that are in the area where the storm was, and you know, I see that, you know, I remember that guy we talked about sports or cars or whatever, motorcycles. Right. I was in his office for an hour and a half one afternoon or whatever it was. That guy,
be passionate about something and find a
building rapport goes for everybody in the claims process.
Sure.
The homeowner, the agent, your managers, the carrier managers, and I even go so far as to do it with the contractors, no matter what.
Yeah.
Because
you're going to see contractors in some areas over and over again. And some of them you can't deal with. I understand. A lot of them you
Very
can.
few.
There's a lot of them that they're selling. They're out there making a sale.
Yeah,
no doubt. Most of them can be fairly reasonable.
Yeah, I totally agree.
And there's always a handful that give everybody else a bad name that you couldn't deal with no matter what.
Yeah,
that happens. So you know, we as adjusters we become counselors too. So it's, you know, we have to know a little bit of everything. Yeah, but making that the ally of an agent is key to a lot of things.
It's really huge.
So you can make or break your file.
Yeah, and it doesn't take very long at all. Just a few minutes.
Because sometimes that agent sends the roofer out, and you're out there and you're kind of conflicting, and you call the agent back. Hey, you know, they said you sent them out there, and that's fine. this is what I found. This is what he's saying. You know, I'm letting you know the stance, and they become an intermediary at that point because they know you.
Yeah.
You've made the effort to get in touch with them and contact them, and you know, they're going to say, okay, maybe my friend was trying to sell something.
Yeah.
Which is okay. I mean, that's what they do.
Yeah.
That's their job.
And I did it on CAT and doing daily work. Did it on daily work. Even with a carrier that doesn't have like a sales net, like their own sales office network or whatever, like State Farm or American Family, where you drive down the road and there's a State Farm,
Yeah.
you know, Joe Smith, you know, agent. Other companies will go through like a broker. I'm still going into their office too.
Yeah, you can go to the brokers too. Brokers like it when you come by.
Yeah. And
because they handle such vast areas and big,
Yeah.
you know, they may have a bunch of agents that work underneath the broker. And so it's always good to go see, sometimes there's a one-stop shop. I was able to see 14 different agents today just by
Right.
going in this one door.
office. Yep. And then you start getting to know the contractors in the area.
Yeah.
I like doing daily, you know, having a territory, and you see the same contractors over and over again. And, you know.
And pretty soon they're like, I'm not going to try this with you. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah. And you get to know, like,
Yeah.
you get to kind of feel like where the boundaries are with what you can and can't do with each other, I guess. But
And then you'll get in areas where they will we call them tag teaming. So I have adjusters that will get into certain areas which are renowned for having contractors trying to pull the adjusters, and they'll bring 2 or 3 contractors to meet my one adjuster.
yeah.
And I'm like, you know, what do you do? Well, I get up there, I use my ladder. They get up there and use their ladder. I don't let them mark the roof. I just look at the roof, and then I let them go. You know, you mark everything you want. I may or may not agree with it. I'll still photograph it and then get off
Yeah.
the roof.
Yeah.
I'm not the one that marked the roof. They are. And, you know, okay.
It's not, I mean, if you don't know what you're doing and you've never done it before, or you had a bad experience and you're inexperienced with it, it can be intimidating to meet contractors, especially storm.
Sure.
But when I say the storm chase, I mean, we're storm chasers when we're doing CAT work.
We can't, yeah, technically,
But,
yes.
you know, if guys that are traveling out of state, you know, with a caravan of pickup trucks to go to another town where they saw a hail report where there's hail and they want to sell roofs
Right.
over there. They're going to be very highly competitive, and they may be a little bit aggressive. And some companies will send out canvassers that don't know anything, and they'll just get up on the roof for a second and then come back down and say, well, you got hail damage, you know, call your
Yeah.
insurance company. Like you said, you do it a couple of times, and if you develop rapport with those guys right out of the gate, even if there's 4 dudes standing in the front yard and 2 on the roof already, and they're already marking the roof, right?
Right.
And they got there 30 minutes before the appointment, and the homeowner's standing there, and there's all these towering dudes wearing their little sister's t-shirts and, you know, with lifted pickup trucks and everything.
Right.
I'm going to go figure out who the main guy is.
Right.
Whose sale is this, right? And well, let's talk, you know, and look them in the eye, shake their hand,
Yeah.
smile. What do you got? You know, let's
Tell me about it.
Let's get
Yeah.
this one figured out, right?
Yeah.
And you know, you can be firm and say, you know, I don't care about who uses whose ladder. I never did that, but I might, if there's dudes up there already, I might be like, you know, why don't you and I just go up and look at this one?
Yeah. Can we get the less foot
pull
traffic
those-
off the roof?
Yeah, pull those guys down, and then explain what you're going to do. You know, I'm going to do my test square, and I'm going to do it in an area where there aren't a gazillion marks from your guys. You know, and then you can, you know, if there's, you point out to me the stuff that you're concerned about, and I'll look at it and assess it. And you know, if it falls under all the criteria that I need,
Right.
it's black, loose granules, bruise spot, you know, whatever, then we'll circle it. You know, I'll mark it and take pictures of it, and I'll send it up. You know, if there's no damage on this roof, there's no collateral, there's no nothing, it's going to be a hard sell. And you know,
Right.
I always tell the guy, I'm like, listen, I got to prove the loss. I have to take pictures of this stuff. I can't just like say, oh, well, the contractor said there's damage. I'm buying this roof. I don't care how many other roofs you got approved around here. We're standing on this one.
We're working on this.
So
Have you ever gotten on a roof and seen all sorts of hail damage in the field and nothing on the valleys and ridges?
yeah, so of course.
Those are entertaining. Yes.
You know what my favorite one is, and this, I mean, I love it when it happens, and it happened several times. Get up on the roof, and I mean, every square inch is circled.
Yeah.
Like, there's circles, like corner to corner, ridge to eave, and there's legit hail damage on it. I mean, there's good hail damage.
Yeah.
none of the hail hits are circled. It's just like random, like boot scuffs and like, and I'm like,
it is manufactured damage. Yes.
well, yeah, but not even, it's a hail damaged roof.
Right.
I think I didn't even circle any of the hail damage. You just circled everything else.
Yeah.
Bird poop circled. And I'm like, total miss roof, no problem.
Yeah.
And all the ones where you got the no damage in the valley, no damage on the ridge, no damage on the vents, window wraps, anything like that. But there's circles
everywhere. Yeah.
That guy usually is not showing up to that one.
Yeah. Like, usually, how are you explaining this non-collateral damage claim?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the softest
part. Yeah. Listen, I wasn't on that when I was playing mine. He got sent home. It wasn't me. Wasn't me, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and then, again, if you're up on a roof and especially for new people when they're looking at roofs, as a reviewer and manager, if you don't take pictures of the valleys and ridges on a roof, I will send you back out.
Tell the story. We need to see. You got to have some backup.
Well, because those are the weakest components of the roof system.
Right.
And if there is no hail on any of that, especially the soft metals, you're not looking at hail damage. Yeah. And if you have really big impacts, we need to be getting the SIU involved. The engineer, maybe.
Yeah. And when I'm standing up on a roof with a guy and there's nothing on the vents, or it's like some little baby pings, you know, and he's like, well, and he's pointing out, it's not manufactured. It's just like scuffs or, when they installation, whatever it is. And he's like, well, how can you say, and I'll take my finger and looking at him and put it on a vent and push, and it just crinkles. I mean, it's like, dude, this is like a pie tin is the only thing it's like,
it's not much thicker. Yeah. So,
so you're telling me
such a soft metal
made a spot this big, but
everywhere but that.
Yeah. It just happened to miss all these vents.
There's a soft,
this ridge vent.
Yeah. Or the soft aluminum patio cover is clear. Like, you're telling me this 10 by 10 square has 8 hits per square, yet that 10 by 10 metal awning has nothing on it.
Those always get smashed up. And I'm always looking at those because $5,000 right there.
That's easy money.
Easily.
Yeah.
That's the next tier on the fee schedule.
You bet. So, it's just, you see a lot of that. And just that new adjusters will sometimes miss that. And it comes with time, or that metal was paid for, after the last 5 hailstorms, and we didn't look at prior loss history. Yeah. But when you start seeing rust in the bottom of the hail dent, should be a giveaway.
Yeah, exactly.
Learn how to earn more by working less in this video right here.